as people are waiting to fill up their gas jugs for their generators, because almost all of the power is out around here. Yeah, it's not good. This is 2 days after Fiona. Fiona hit Friday night, Saturday morning. It's Monday evening now, and show you some more devastation coming up. There's lots of I'm in Charlottetown, PEI right now, and there's lots of street lights out at the intersections. Seems like a lot of people do not know what to do when street lights are out. It becomes a four-way stop. People are just blowing through them like, well, if it's not red, it must be green. Unbelievable. It's pretty easy and pretty basic license stuff. Street lights out, four-way stop. More devastation to come. Don't take that exit too fast. And not devastation. Devastation's a little harsh of a word for what happened, except for 2 people that passed away because of the storm in Atlantic Canada. Hardships, we'll say. I was just going up a main road out of Charlottetown into Cornwall, and the lane was cut off from down power lines, transformers in the right hand lane, and the whole 9 yards, and not a cone around, with the sun right straight ahead on wet roads. Yeah. I know it's tough, but that really should have been coned off. I mean, there's no excuse for that. The whole right lane was blocked with transformers and pieces of pole, and you couldn't see anything from the sun beating down on the wet roads. I mean, that should have been coned off before any work on restoring power should have taken place. That's just dangerous and crazy. But more stuff coming up. I think this is where it gets good. Sorry about the sun, but there's not much I can do about that. Hopefully it shows up on the camera. But PEI has a lot of places where they put I think they're evergreens. I call them evergreens. They put them up against the road on their property lines, and yeah, though, they fell over, and here it is right here. They fell over, and when they fall over, they knock a lot of the power lines over. They like to do that on PEI. Evergreens along the highways everywhere. But yeah, I get some more worse coming up. I think there's some things happening along here. I can't remember. pretty big heavy load of potatoes going to Toronto. I got a generator for the place I picked up so they could load trailers today. Didn't really want to leave home. I got some repairs to do, but they're saying power is going to be out for like a week, so can't get into the stores to get the supplies needed to fix it, so kind of pointless to stay home. Got the barbecue. There's a couple stores around town that are open. Gas was a nightmare to try to get yesterday, but we got some. A couple pizza places in town are open. So my wife and kid are good. Like I was saying, you got all these evergreens that line the sides of the road, and usually the power lines are buried in the middle of them. You got to address that situation. Some places you'll see they cut them down to the height of the power lines, but I don't know, I think they got to start doing a little bit more. Around here they put a lot of these power lines they just put up and cleared the trees back quite far, but in a lot of places they haven't done that. The other thing I've noticed about PEI is the ground is very soft compared to where I live. A lot of the trees here got completely uprooted. There's one in the trees. Yeah, almost every lawn has an uprooted tree with a big hole where the roots were. Another couple trees. The power lines. On the way here, coming through Nova Scotia, I saw about probably 35 utility trucks heading from Quebec and Maine, I think, and Ontario maybe. I know the ones coming from Maine, they got stopped at the Canadian border because they didn't have the Arrive Canada app. I don't know how long they were held, but that's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. People from the US trying to come and help us, and they get stopped because they don't have the Arrive Canada app, which ends October 1st. I mean, come on, people. I know the rules are the rules, but that's pretty sad when you got people taking the time to help and you hold them up like that. That's not good. The next time we need help, they might not be so eager to come, and I don't blame them. Here's some more power line destruction from the evergreens on the side of the road. There's one place, I can't remember where it was, but there's a whole whack of power lines down. I'll come back to it if I catch it. I think coming up is the only building I saw with the roof partially blown off, I guess you'd say. And I think I'm wrong. This isn't the town. my lawn. I think it's on Department of Transportation easement off the road, though. I called them today, and they're gonna come and have a look at it in a couple days. If it goes, it's hanging on to another tree by a couple branches, but if it goes, it's gonna take out our power lines and up on the road. And here's what I mean by uprooting. So a lot of trees like that come right out of the ground. Oh, there's the house. Had the front of the roof blown off. That's the only one I've seen. It looks like a pretty old house. I don't know if anybody lives in there or not. But yeah, I can't remember where all those power lines are down. I don't know if it's up here or I passed it or I already showed it on camera. Can't remember. I think it's up here, but I'm not 100%. But yep. A lot of potato stands were knocked down. Well, there's one actually up and they're open. Almost everyone I've seen, there's about 5 or 6 of them along this road, and everyone was knocked over except for that one. I'm sure it was at one point. Pause it again, and if I see those down power lines, I'll do a video of it, and that'll be the last shot because I'm almost to the bridge. I thought about it. It actually was in New Brunswick that the power lines were all down in a row. But hopefully I get there by the time the sun goes down. It wasn't too far off the bridge, but I'm going across the bridge right now. Nice, beautiful sunset over the Northumberland Strait. I was coming across earlier, there was like, I could see 13 fishing boats in the water. I guess they were, I don't know if it's lobster season or not. I don't really pay attention to that. But I guess they were checking their traps to see how the surge and the waves knocked them out of position or broke them completely from their buoys from the traps. I'm not very familiar with fishing and that sort of thing, so I don't know. I'm just assuming, I know they put traps out and they have buoys to hold the traps and to mark so they know whose are whose. And I'm guessing some of the traps would break away from the buoy, from the ropes that hold the buoys, so I guess they were out checking those or pulling them up, I don't know. But there was a bunch of them, and as far as I could see, I think there was 14, 13, 14. But yeah, once I get across the bridge here, I don't think it was too far. Hopefully not. It takes a while to get across this bridge though. Hopefully it won't be dark by the time I get there. Yeah, it's a lot darker than what the camera's showing. I'm not gonna get there on time. This will probably be the last Fiona related content, except for my roof repair. I'll do a video on repairing my roof, but overall, a lot of hassles, but rest in peace the 2 people that passed away in Atlantic, Canada. If you want more about that, you can watch the news. Material things can be replaced. My next door neighbor had a tree go right through their garage. And I think I sent the drone up in the air yesterday and try to get that video up. Just not easy for me on the road to get it up on YouTube, but I will try. It's all about the Wi-Fi, and it's hard to get good fast Wi-Fi these days on the road. Can't even get it at home. Some of the videos I put up take 24 hours to download onto YouTube. It's crazy. But yeah, overall we made out pretty bad. We got that tree that's kind of a hassle. See what happens with that. Hopefully the DOT come and cut it down. Got the roof repair to do, and the metal shed is totally destroyed, but didn't have much in there. Just basically car ramps and a roller and an aerator. A little bit tired. I was up early this morning. And yeah, other than that, some trees down that I cut down, and other than that, we made out pretty good. So, not gonna complain. Power, I guess, is gonna be out for a long time, which I don't really get, because from my house to town, there's like maybe 5 trees on the power lines. I can't see any breaks anywhere, but the town comes first. I'm 25 kilometers out, so I guess they start in town and work their way out. I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. I understand that there's businesses in town that need to get operating, but my electrical rates are the same as theirs. So, I don't know. I think the most damage that's caused is the complete loss of freezer and fridge food. That's going to cost a fortune to replace. The prices of groceries these days. I've heard that Nova Scotia Power, if the power is out for a certain amount of time, they'll be good for it. But I also heard that you need receipts, and who keeps grocery receipts? Not me. It's not like I'm gonna return it. I bought it, unless it's like got something really wrong with it, and then you just say, I just want to exchange it. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. This was the PEI Hurricane Fiona update, and it landed in Nova Scotia as Category 2 hurricane. Bye for now.